We're back, and you don't get my classic intro this time because we're here to talk about something pretty disgusting, and it's the Pirates of the Caribbean, and we can say it now, Reboot. Now, I want to read what Jerry Bruckheimer says, but I got to start off by saying I'm disappointed in you. Is it a guarantee that Johnny Depp doesn't come back? No, but they talk about it the way they talk about a reboot, the way they talk about not having to wait on any actors' schedules, which also, let me just throw out there, did you really have to wait on anybody's schedules? Two things. Number one, is anybody waiting on a Johnny Depp schedule? He's living his life, and that's great, and that's what he should do. He's not exactly, I don't want to define his life to say he's not exactly busy. In terms of acting, he's not. I mean, I feel like the schedule would kind of be wide open, so you can't possibly be waiting for his schedule to clear. And then if you're who else are you waiting from the Pirates franchise? Barbosa, Jeffrey Rush, he's out. They talked about that, and that was kind of the speculation after 5. He's not coming back. Orlando Bloom, maybe. Is that who you're talking? I don't know. I don't want to go into a rant, too early into this video. So let's go through what Jerry Bruckheimer says when he's talking about what they're doing with Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, so they start off by saying, and in doing so, mention that Pirates is hitting the reset button. And this is his quotes. "It's hard to tell. You don't know, you really don't know," Bruckheimer began. "You don't know how they come together. You just don't know. Because with Top Gun, you have an actor who is iconic and brilliant, and how many movies he does before he does Top Gun, I can't tell you. But we're going to reboot Pirates, so that is easier to put together because you don't have to wait for certain actors." And then obviously he's talking about Tom Cruise, so the production will likely be at the mercy of Cruise's schedule. For Pirates, all bets are off as the team at Disney appears to be starting from scratch. Now, I don't know. It's almost a dig, actually. Jerry Bruckheimer and Johnny Depp at least used to be close. But, he's this shining example of Tom Cruise and this pathetic loser, whose schedule maybe is just too difficult, in Johnny Depp. I don't even like the way he said that, honestly, with, putting... Tom Cruise is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of... He really is. He is still, a classic movie star, which there's really just not almost any of them left. So I give him a ton of respect, and the stunts he pulls and all that jazz, he has my respect. But I don't know. I just don't like how Jerry Bruckheimer said it. But really the important thing, the schedule thing, really, how do you not think about Johnny Depp? When you're comparing, when you say Tom Cruise is to Top Gun, as blank is to Pirates of the Caribbean, who are you talking about? And there's only one name. So I don't love that. And then in that, he just felt the need to say, yep, we're doing a reboot. Okay, now, I've sat on this all day, right? This was the first thing I tweeted in the morning, and it's one of the last videos I'm recording, right? So it's the entire day. I haven't been thinking about it every second, but when I first read it, I was like, okay, this is garbage. And I still largely think it's garbage, and I don't really want to give them a benefit of the doubt because it's what have they done to earn my trust? Specifically regarding, really in general, but also specifically Pirates and specifically their relationship to Johnny Depp. What have they done in the past 5 years that's really given me a lot of confidence, right? And that's separate as to what Disney has just done in general, which doesn't give me a lot of confidence, okay? But I do want to throw one thing out. Just saying that you're rebooting the franchise doesn't mean for sure there's no Johnny Depp. As I mentioned in the beginning, you think of 5, and 5 has returning characters, sure. It doesn't have that many of returning characters, to be honest with you, and it is a pretty darn soft reboot. Actually, 4 is as well. 4 and 5 are very much soft reboots. They're in the lineage, the past events have happened, and, 5... because of Barbosa, that is amplified, and even Henry, right, because of Will. So the past matters, actually, I would say quite a bit in 5, maybe even more in 5 than 4, because your 2 main leads or your 2 new leads in 5 are descendants of originals, right, which I think was clearly planned, okay? And that's kind of what you do in a soft reboot, but it's still, again, it followed things through. If you're just going full-on reboot, okay, yeah, you maybe lose the Will. You lose the Barbosa. Obviously, Henry and Karina, they're not coming back. But I think I think the Scream. I think the Scream, and Scream is kind of a reboot, but it's not. It's whatever kind of hybrid word you want to use for Scream 5 and then Scream 6. But it is in the lineage, and it has returning characters, but it is a reboot, right? For all intents and purposes, it is. Can you do not the exact same thing because Scream is meta and Pirates isn't, but could you do something close for Pirates of the Caribbean? Could you tell a brand new story that is in the same time period, but the only carryover is Jack Sparrow? And Jack Sparrow's in it, and he is a supporting character. Remember, last we talked is that they were considering bringing Johnny Depp, or they wanted him back, actually, right? Again, I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt because what have they done to earn my trust? But using the past things we've talked about, can you consider all of it still a reboot? I actually, controversially, I think you can. I'm actually coming out of this a little bit more positive than I anticipated because you can tell a brand new story, same time period, you take nothing of the originals. They could still have happened, you just don't care. You literally don't care. They do not impact the current story at all. And that's what you do in a soft reboot, and that's what you do in a hard reboot, right? I mean, you could in a hard reboot. I guess in a hard reboot, well, it's not a remake. Like, you don't have to retell it, right? But you really have to, like, ditch the original stuff. It's complicated. It's a little tricky, but, again, like, not to dance around it too much, could Johnny Depp come back, be in a supporting role, still be the same Jack Sparrow that he has been in the 5 movies, and even those events could have happened to him, but they don't matter. Like, they matter to his character and to him as an actor, but they don't matter to what they're doing for this original movie, right? I actually think that could happen. Now, that is really a best of both worlds kind of situation that I don't know. Like, I don't think for sure that they would. Like, it's tough. It's a tough situation because I want it so badly that I'm willing to almost, like, will it into existence. But at the same time, I can see, and if you want to say, well, you know, because they've given us no positive indication, right? They haven't earned my trust. They've only, like, spit in our faces. Well, why should I give them any of the benefit of the doubt? Maybe I should just go in assuming it's a hard reboot. It's a female-only cast for whatever reason. There's no Jack Sparrow. It's maybe not even technically Pirates of the Caribbean anymore, right? Is that what they do? That could I mean, it's likely. It's actually, I would actually say it's likely. Maybe like a 50-50 freaking shot. They're tossing the coin up and down. They're seeing which, you know, side it lands on. I'm going to have an opinion, you know, either way, but I hope that we can have a best of both worlds. I mean, can you really get a great goodbye to him if you reboot it? That's another question, right? Even if you bring him back, but you reboot it, well, you're not really saying goodbye to him because really the focus would not be on him almost at all. Then the question is, do you even need to bring him back? Like, why would you bring him back in that case? Then it kind of goes into a circle of, well, you have to bring him back, but maybe they don't want to. It will never end. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on it right now. For the love of God, like, we need some freaking information on this movie. And, you know, D23 was always a place for Pirates info. There is a D23, I believe, this August. The script is done or almost done, so could you get news this summer? I don't want to, like, bet on it, but I think it's honestly possible that we would get news. So I'll keep my eyes peeled, and we will continue making these videos. Let me know what you think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.